Hello, I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com. I've made a new pick a card read for you. This time it's a full Celtic Cross Tarot spread for your love life. So let's find out what's going on. Now, this is a timeless reading. Whenever you're finding this video or coming across it, it's good to go. I've made 3 readings here. Each of them has got a deeper dive to it. That's an extended reading that goes with it. If you find that it is your story, could be a story, want it to be a story, then you might want to get that deeper dive for even more. If you do, toward the end of these readings, we'll be popping a link for it up there. You can also find a link for that in the description box and in the comments below, and that's where you'll also find your timestamps to fast forward to your reading. Now, there's 2 ways in which to win a private reading with me every single month. The first way is by being a subscriber to my channel, clicking like on this video, then leaving a comment. That'll get you 1 entry in. Second way, do that on both my channels as well, my Be Healing Tarot channel too, where I've got those daily reads there, today's tarot, and my live show too. And don't forget the shorts as well. Be commenting on those shorts too, because they're part of it. The second way is by purchasing the deeper dives to these pick a card reads. That'll get you 1 entry in, so good luck with winning those. Now, all you need to do is take your pick. Which one would you like? Would you like the crystal ball? The crystal is out with the Hermit card from the Light Seers Tarot. Or would you like the flower? The flower is out with the 4 of Inspiration, and that is from the Muse Tarot. Or would you like the shell? The shell is out with the 4 of Cups from the Mystical Tarot of Mystical Moments. I just lost the name of it then. So take your pick now. Don't forget to click like. Before you click off down there, click that subscribe button if you're new. Leave a comment. That'll get you an entry into that prize draw. I do with today's tarot every single day of the year on my Be Healing Tarot channel. I go live 3 times a week on that channel too. I give 1 question readings in there. Come along sometime. I would love to see you. I'm actually giving the free at the moment, those, probably for this next week too, so come along to that. I offer private readings from our website, BeHealing.com. Find a link for that in the description box below. Book yourself in. I get those out within 48 hours if you're ordering them. And what else? I make 3 of these a week as well. So welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your reading. Crystal, flower or shell. I'll see you in there. So if you chose the crystal, then this one's for you. Crystals and the Light Seers Tarot deck. Let's give you a full Celtic Cross spread for your love life and see what's going on. Now, as usual, crystals, there's going to be a deep dive to this. That's an extended reading that goes with it. If you find that it is your story, could be a story, want it to be a story, then you might want to get that for even more. If you do, toward the end of the reading, I'll be popping a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. Now, let's get straight into your reading because your cards are flying out. What is this reading all about? It's about the Hermit and the Ace of Pentacles. Nice. Okay, well, the Hermit is about you all being alone, but that it's come out with the Ace of Pentacles is that a seed is being planted by you. By being by yourself and knowing what it is that you want, you're planting a seed that is going to work out for the long term. So I'm guessing this reading is about you guys, where you've been alone for a while and you know exactly what it is that you want, but it's slow to come about. Ace of Pentacles is a great card because it means prosperity or success in the long term, and that seed is already planted. In other words, you're already on the path to it. So if you think that you're not manifesting this yet, you already are. You're on your path to it already. And I'm hearing that you've been on the path to it for a long time as well. And so have hope. What is crossing you in this? What's holding you back? What's crossing you? The moon, the unknown. You don't like the unknown, so you're wanting to do something about it to make it happen yourself, but you can't. You're having to wait for it. So you're in the unknown. It's not a very comfortable place to be, is it? The unknown. We would much rather take control of things and be able to do things ourselves and make things happen, but we can't here. So there is a bit of a waiting game going on here. Try and make your peace with the unknown there. I mean, the unknown is a fantastic place to be because it's where all potentiality is, right? Anything could happen when you're in the unknown. Whereas when we close down our options and we make it more known, then there's fewer things that can happen, and so the magic can't happen. So the moon energy, that unknown, it is where the magic can happen. How are things looking on the surface of it? So on the face of it, how are things looking for our crystals? The 9 of Swords. You're anxious. And so, yeah, perhaps questioning yourself, wondering what you're doing wrong, or, why isn't it happening for you? It's a matter of timing, I'm telling you. I'm feeling it. Well, what's really behind this anxiety? I feel a lot of you have got ready for the relationship that you want, and you're just kind of waiting for it to come about. And that's okay. The Hierophant, the long term. So you're waiting for exactly right. This is what I'm getting. The Hermit. You've been the Hermit. You've been by yourself. You've been doing that soul search and asking what you really want in a relationship. You've been looking back at the relationships that you've had in the past that have kind of gone wrong, and you're realizing that you rushed into things. You're not willing to rush into these things this time. You've planted that seed. You're already on the path to the long-term relationship that you want. You've already realized that you need to become more selective in order to have exactly what it is that you want. And there's a waiting game involved with that because you're being more selective. You're actually on the right path. You see, you're on the right path. It's just you've got to be in it for the long-term game with that Hierophant. The Hierophant is about doing things by the book, and it's a long-term thing. Step by step by step by step, getting up to that happiness, right? That thing that you really want. You'll be happy in the end that you did this. So recent past energies. What's been going on for you, crystals? What's been going on for crystals? A lot. Page of Swords, you've been noticing people and all of that kind of thing. Nine of Cups, you've been making yourself happy, making your own wishes come true. The Wheel of Fortune, you have got lucky, not with respect to relationships, but you've been in the flow. You've had signs that you're in the flow in other aspects of your life. Knight of Wands, quite enjoying yourself. And Eight of Wands, direct communication. So players could be directly communicating with you. Those just being playful, fun and flirty and all of that, and not really what it is that you want. So you're getting attention. You have been getting attention. You've been noticed. You've been noticing people, but it's not been exactly like from who or the kind of person that it is that you want. So you do have movement, and the signs that you're in the flow there, and that's good, right? What's coming in? What's the energies coming in the near future for you? The World. End of a chapter, start of a new chapter. You do have a new chapter coming. So there will be change. There is change coming. Now, the World, it might be somebody from somewhere else. There's a change involved, right? And it could be travel, it could be different location, it could be different job. A path could be opening up to meeting somebody new, which requires a change in your life and a whole new chapter. So this reading is about the Hermit and the Ace of Pentacles. You've already planted that seed, so you're already on the path to the person of your dreams. You're not yet to start that path. And I feel like some of you, you're believing that you're yet to start that path. And you're like, how can I manifest this? I haven't even started manifesting yet because it hasn't happened. And this reading, it's saying, yeah, you're already on the path to it. You're doing really well. And you're not just a little bit down the path to it. You're a long way down the path to it. So this is about the Hermit and the Ace of Pentacles. What else is it about? Ten of Pentacles, you're happily ever after and building that for yourself with somebody else. And the Four of Swords and the Three of Swords. This is also about your healing from the past heartbreaks as well. So still piecing your heart back together as well. Again, like Humpty Dumpty. Piecing your heart back together again from what you've been through. So there is some emotional healing still going on with your heart. Ready to open it up fully and like unencumbered is what I'm hearing. So you're still doing that, which is, you don't have to focus on it particularly. I think that's that time aspect. Not that heartbreak heals in time. We do need to look at these things. And for me, I know personally for me, I get over things so much better when I'm doing the internal work and I'm figuring out like what my part was in it, how I let that happen, how I chose that. Once I've got myself to a state of understanding and what I would do differently, then I can let go of it so much easier. But then there's still the emotional aspect, right, to heal from. So I've got the logical part sorted out in my mind, so I feel better in myself. I'm no longer kind of in that unknown kind of an energy, like what went wrong that leaves you feeling like a victim. So once I've got it sorted out in my mind, it's easier to let go of the emotional stuff. And then the emotional stuff just needs time, right? And often it needs like things like books and movies to trigger me to tears and then to release some of that energy. You know, I find myself, I'm not really crying at the movie, I'm crying at like that thing that happened a few years ago. So the emotional aspect of healing here, I think, is just like that time aspect. Okay, you're obviously wanting long-term stuff here. What are your fears? Your fears are Ten of Swords, painful ending. So you're fearing getting involved with someone again and it being another painful ending. Now, I think that you guys, you've been doing a lot of work to prevent that from happening, right? To be on top of it from all the lessons that you've had, especially with that Hermit card coming out. We know that we're getting on top of things if we'll allow ourselves to be by ourselves and be okay by ourselves while we do that work and to get on top of things. Instead of trial and error, just getting into relationships, having the next lesson, getting into the next relationship, you know, willy-nilly like that. When we take time out and we're like, okay, I'm not going to have another relationship until I figure this out, what it is that I want, so I can choose properly, right? If you've been doing that, it's all good. You don't need to be afraid of that, painful endings. And the Eight of Pentacles, you're afraid of putting a lot of work in and not getting the results back, not receiving back from it as well. So no longer willing to get into a one-sided relationship where you do all the work, that kind of thing. It feels like you're in a good position to me. What are you hoping for? The Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is like, this is the end of the healing journey. This is like the last step before you can have something new. So you're hoping that the healing that you've been doing is good. In other words, you don't want another lesson relationship. You're hoping like the next relationship is not going to be another lesson. You're hoping that you've come to the end of that healing journey. Well, let's get your outcome cards out. So I'm going to get a progression of outcome cards because we want the full story, right? But I'm going to reveal the first of these outcome cards, which is right there, in this reading, and the rest of the outcome cards I'm going to be revealing in the deeper dive read, in that extended reading. You've got 4 cards out already, and in that extended reading I'll also be getting cards out from these decks back here. We'll be getting into someone else's energy who's coming into your life. Let's find out about them. We'll be a bit nosy. I'll be getting guidance out for you guys. We'll be getting messages from your person as well. Let's see where they're at in their journey towards you too. And yeah, so your outcome cards, you've got 6 of them out. The first one is the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is about feeling positive and having a positive fantasy. So if some of you are still like dreading painful endings, all of that, you might be focused, when you're thinking about relationships, you still might be focused on the negative rather than what you'd really want, the fantasizing about what you'd really want. And so I feel like I'm talking to you guys where you're coming to the end of your healing path now. You're well on the way to the person that you want, that long-term relationship. There's still a little bit of dread for a bit more of the lessons in you here. And it feels like when you turn yourself around to be like positive, like Page of Cups, that positive fantasy of like, oh, it'd be awesome if I was with someone like this. You know, when you're more on that positive visioning, that feels like is when something's going to happen. Well, if you want to find out what these cards are, if this sounds like it is your story, could be a story, want it to be a story, then you might want to find out what they are and all the rest of it in that deeper dive. If you do, I will pop a link for it up there, and there's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now, and it's an instant watch kind of a thing. You do need to type your email address in very carefully, because if you get that wrong, you won't receive it. Now, the email, it might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, junk, or promotions folder. Do check those places. In that email, you will see a link to the crystal, the flower in the shell. Click on the crystal on your device that you can open PDFs with. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video, and when you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, just try it on a different device and it will. So thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to click like. Before you click off down there, click that subscribe button if you're new. Leave a comment. That'll get you an entry into that prize draw for a free reading with me at the end of the month, as we'll get in that deeper dive as well. That'll get you entered into the second draw, so 2 chances to win here. But if this is where you're leaving me, then good luck with all of this. And if you're coming with me to that deeper dive read for even more, then I will see you in there very shortly. If you chose the flower along with the Muse Tarot, then this one's for you. Let's give you a full Celtic Cross Tarot spread for your love life and see what's going on. Now, as usual, flowers is going to be a deeper dive to this. That's an extended reading that goes with it. If you find that it is your story, could be a story, want it to be a story, then you might want to get that for even more. If you do, toward the end of the reading, I'll be popping a link for it up there. You can also find a link for that in the description box in the comments below. So let's get straight into your reading because your cards are flying out. Find out what this reading is all about. It's all about marriage, solid foundations. You're manifesting it, manifesting someone that wants commitment. The Seven of Inspiration, you're protecting yourself now. So you guys who've been working on yourself to figure out how to protect yourself, how to be the Queen of Swords, how to have boundaries, how to say no, how to assert yourself, how to choose who it is that you want or the kind of behaviors that you want, how to communicate when someone's doing the behaviors that you don't want, how to say no to them, how to cut it out, how to go about dating perhaps and being more selective, able to let go sooner rather than hanging on in there trying to fix something that isn't right for you, all of that kind of thing. So this solid foundations, it starts in you, right, in figuring yourself out and what it is that you're doing with regards to choosing someone and dating and all of that kind of thing. You're manifesting it because you're protecting yourself now, so the universe doesn't need to protect you anymore because you can do it yourself. What's holding you back in this? Interesting. The Hierophant, wanting to do things by the book. So this could be a bit of not nostalgia, a bit of an old-fashioned kind of an energy in you, and so you might have old-fashioned values when it comes to relationships. This is saying it's holding you back. There might be a need to be a bit more progressive. I'm hearing progressive, whatever that means to you. But yeah, wanting things a certain way might be holding you back. You might need to expand your mind. I'm not saying like you know, don't hold your values and stuff like that. I'm not saying that at all. But there's just a bit of like rigidity that I'm getting about this card. Don't be so rigid about wanting things like so, you know, like it could be something like they need to ask me, it needs to happen in this kind of a way, or they need to take me out to a certain place, you know, just like rules like that. Just be careful about rules like that because Hierophant is about rules. Be a little bit more open-minded, a little bit more accepting of how it might come in, rather than rigid about how you think it's going to come in. Okay, so how do things appear on the surface at the moment? Queen of Cups, like you're ready to receive. So it's your time to receive now. You realize perhaps you've been working on your receiving. Perhaps you're getting better at it, letting people do things for you instead of you being the only one that does things for other people, which is often about control. And we just want to do things for other people. We don't want to receive from anyone else. It comes from a place of trauma. But it's a feeling that we want to be in control. We don't want to receive from someone because that makes us vulnerable, right? And so we'd rather stay in control, be the only one that's giving. And so you have to heal yourself to stop doing that so that you can actually be gracious, allow things in. You're not going to get a good anything until you learn how to do that. Let things in. Because we need balance, right? Giving is great, but it's got to be balanced with the receiving too. And sometimes it's trickier to receive than it is to give. I think often for certain types of people like you and me. What's behind that then? It looks like you're ready to receive. What's behind that? What's really going on? Ace of Materials. Yeah, planted the seed already. So you're well on the path to that. Ace of Materials. It's going to come good. You're on the right path. So if this is ringing true for you, that you have been learning how to receive, on track, on path to what it is that you want. Ace of Materials is when a seed is planted for the long term. So you're going to get that. You're already on path. Okay, recent past energies. What's been in your life recently? What are the energies that you've been dealing with? Three of Materials. It could be about working with people or learning from people and all of that kind of thing. But you could be around more of your kind of people now in a certain aspect of your life, perhaps work or friendships or something like that. It's a sign, right? When we're trying to manifest a partner or whatever it is, we tend to get similar energies first. So, for example, trying to manifest, say, a car. First of all, you're going to see that car everywhere, right? That's part of your manifestation. You start seeing it everywhere. Then someone that you know might get one of them as well. And that's another manifestation. It's signs that it's getting closer and closer and closer. It's getting closer and closer to the like the jigsaw puzzle of you getting it, you know? So it's going to get closer and closer to you. And the thing that stops us, like if we get jealous because someone like close to us has got one, instead of seeing it as a sign, we can get jealous and like it's like, why did they get it and not me? And that takes our energy down, and we stop being on the path to it. Then we start pushing it away, saying like they shouldn't have had it, instead of seeing it as a sign. So with that in mind, 3 of materials, I'm getting in your recent past, you've had more like-minded people around you in whatever aspect, work or whatever. It's a sign that you're on your path to that. If you're looking for a like-minded person with the same values to have a romantic relationship with, if you've got more friends or people that you're working with that are agreeing with that, along the same lines as that, and all of that kind of thing, or just like your kind of people in that kind of way, it's a really good sign. It's showing that you're already manifesting that similar kind of an energy, and you're well on your way to it. So start to notice the signs that you've had that you are attracting similar energies to that. Well on your way to it. Okay, what's coming in your near future? 8 of emotions. There's something emotionally to leave behind, something that you're emotionally connected to, emotionally attached to. Now, that doesn't have to be that you're clinging on to somebody. Emotional attachments could be a feeling that you have about something in the past or someone in the past, whether that is still feeling angry about an ex. It could be still jealous of someone around you as well. It could be an emotional attachment is that you're still feeling something about something that's going on, that went on in the past. So that is something that needs to be left behind. Some internal emotional work to do that too. Something that's still charged for you, got an emotional charge for you. Okay, so this reading is all about you're manifesting that happily ever after, that 4 of inspiration, solid commitment, someone that wants that, and you protect yourself now. What else is this reading about? You've learned how to protect yourself so that you can open up, you know. It's Queen of Emotions. It's about the 6 of emotions. It's about the past as well. Right, so there's something here. This is nostalgia. This is looking back. This is realizing that you've always been on the path to what it is that you want. Now, what happens? Well, we are born, and unfortunately, we're all fertile when we're very young, before we really know ourselves, before we've healed ourselves, and we end up to pass trauma on. None of us mean it. We end up doing that because we're so young when we have kids. And so we're born, we have stuff that's not ideal happen in our childhoods and in our early lives, and then we have to heal ourselves from that. And all the while we are learning about ourselves, we're letting go of things to be able to be on the path to what it is that we want, right? And so it's a long, hard path that started a long time ago. 6 of Emotions says look back in the past and realize that you've been on this path way longer, probably right from the beginning. Ace of Materials, that's what I'm getting, is that seed was planted a long time ago for what it is that you want, perhaps before you were even born. Your spirit knows what it is that you want. You've always been on the path to this. If you look back and you think, okay, what if I was on the path to this relationship that I always wanted my whole life since I was born? Look back at all the steps along the way that have made you who you are now and made you realize that you want this long-term relationship kind of thing. It could have a lot to do with your parents, in fact, and what you learn from them, the good and the bad. Piece it all together and see that you've been on the path to this relationship of your dreams your whole life. So what are your fears? Page of Voices. This is a strange fear. It's not a strange fear. It's strange that I've picked up on this energy from that card when it just came out there. It's a fear of being susceptible to people that are watching you. It's like a vulnerability to external gaze kind of thing. That could be that you feel vulnerable to whoever like is attracted to you. So you're not very good at defending yourself and what it is that you want. If someone turns their attention onto you, you're vulnerable to that. So more likely to go for them kind of thing. Could be a hormonal thing, this as well. But yeah, it's easily swayed and vulnerable to the gaze of others, the effect of what other people think of you, perhaps. There might be something in this Eight of Emotions there, something to let go of there emotionally. People that are around you, watching you, make you feel vulnerable. Okay, what are your hopes? Knight of Emotions, for some romance, for someone to come forward and romance you. So there might be a lot of people that are, or a few people that are attracted to you, but they're not necessarily stepping forward with romance. You know, you might be getting what you're doing messages and things like that, you know, just the lusty kind of stuff, but you're wanting romance and all of that. So you're hoping for that. Let's get your outcome cards out. So I'm going to get a full progression of outcome cards out because we want to know the full story, right? But in this reading, I'm just going to be revealing the first one of them to you, and the rest of them I'll be revealing in that extended reading, so that if you find that this is your story, could be a story, want it to be a story, you might want to get that for the full picture, as well as all of the outcome cards in that extended reading. I'll also be getting cards from these decks back here, and about your person, guidance for you, and messages from your person as well. We'll be getting timing cards out, if that's relevant. And what else? Guidance. I think I've said that already. So let's get your outcome cards out. You've got 2 already. You're not going to like the first one. It's not that bad, but you've heard it before. And you'll hear it again, no doubt, in my readings. Over and over and over and over again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was the other way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then what? Okay, these cards are very much talking about your path, and so we'll get deep into the guidance for you in this extended reading. But 6 outcome cards. Your first outcome card is, can you guess what it is? Do you know what it is yet? It's the Temperance card. You've got a bit of waiting yet. You've got a bit of waiting to do, tempering yourself, not giving up on this path, not getting too frustrated with it as well. Tempering feelings. Feelings are going to come up of frustration, of like, oh, we're nearly there yet, you know, all of that kind of stuff. But you need to temper yourself. So no surprises there. It's the card of patience. It's the card of like, just managing yourself emotionally while you're still on your way to this that you're trying to manifest. Then all of these, if that sounds like it is your story, could be a story, want it to be a story, you might want to find out what they are and all the rest of it too. If you do, I will pop a link for it up there, and there's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now. It's an instant watch kind of a thing. You do need to type your email address in very carefully, because if you get that wrong, you won't receive it. Now the email, it might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, junk, or promotions folder. Do check those places. In that email, you will see a link to the crystal, the flower, and the shell. Click on the flower on a device that you can open PDFs with. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video, and when you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, just try it on a different device and it will. So thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to click like before you click off down there. Click that subscribe button if you're new, and leave a comment. That'll get you an entry into that prize draw for a free reading with me. As we'll get in that deeper dive too, that'll get you entered into the second prize draw, so 2 chances to win. But if this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. And if you're coming with me to that deeper dive read, then I will see you in there very shortly. If you chose the shell, and this one's for you, shells, let's find out what's going on in your love life with the Tarot of Mystical Moments. Now, as usual, shells, there's going to be a deeper dive to this. That's an extended reading that goes with it. If you find that it is your story, could be a story, or want it to be a story, then you might want to get that for even more. If you do, toward the end of the reading, I'll be popping a link for it up there. You can also find a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. So let's get straight into your reading, because your cards are coming out already. Got 3 cards out. What is this reading all about? The 4 of Pentacles, holding your energy back. The 6 of Swords, the universe helping you out to get you from A to B. And the 4 of Cups, waiting for something better. Okay, you guys, you've got something going on that needs to end. Something that is being held away from you. The universe is trying to hold something away from you, keep you from doing that. You need to choose better. There's something to let go of here. You're trying to persist with a path or with a person or something that the universe is like, that's not for you. Move on. It's not for you. When things don't work out, you know what I mean? It's a sign. It's a sign, like the universe going, this isn't for you. And sometimes it's like, be careful what you wish for, right? Because if we force it and if we try and control it and make it happen and persist with it, what's the point? If it wasn't flowing, it means it wasn't for us. So we're going to get a lesson from it. So what's holding you back here? What's crossing you? 5 of Wands, you've got a strategy. So you've got a path that you think is the right path. You're persisting with that and it's not the right path. It's not the right path. So your strategy needs to be let go of. So very much about you trying to control the situation here and wanting it to go your way. And this is a warning, this reading, saying you don't want it to go your way, because your way, you're trying to get something that isn't for you. There's something better for you. That 4 of Cups. There's something better for you. There's a brighter, shinier offer that will actually work out. It'll just fall into place. That it won't be like swimming in soup and big soup. Who remembers big soup? With the chunky bits in it. It's not going to be like that. It's going to work out. And so stop trying to push your agenda, because the universe is trying to get you to something that's better for you. How are things on the face of it? How's your love life looking? It's looking like you have to keep on leaving everything behind. So you're sick of it. That's why you want to try and control it. It's like, no, I want to hold on to this one because I keep on having to... Everyone else leaves me and I have to leave them and nothing ever works out. I want to hold on to this one. And so I'm going to get a firm grip on it and never let go. Don't do it. What's behind that is 2 of Wands. 2 of Wands is a crossroads. It's a new path to take. There's a new path to take. So this reading is asking you to open up your mind to the universe's path, to what is better for you, rather than being tenaciously holding on like a dog with something, not letting it go. The cat's just off camera there, and she's got her arm over her face. I sleep like that sometimes too, with my arm over my eyes to block out the light. She looks really cute. Brand a cat. Okay, recent past energy. Now she's rubbing her face. I'm looking at her a bit. Brenda Cat is the feral cat I've known for many years. She was very objectionable. I didn't like her at all when I first met her. But, now she's my cat. I've taken her on. When I took her in and started feeding her and all of that, she still had a few antisocial behaviours, but now she's good. Now she's good. She's really settled in. I think now I'm giving her love and she's calmed down a lot. She's still a bit feisty, a bit bitey sometimes, not in a bad way, in a playful way. Okay, so recent past energy is King of Pentacles. This is the female version of the King of Pentacles. So it's your energy and it's your having found some stability for yourself, taken charge. The kings that take charge of your material possessions, your stability, financial stability, home, all of that kind of thing. So you've been taking charge of your stability yourself, the Star, and you've been wishing and hoping. And the Queen of Wands, you've been doing everything yourself, right? So this says like, you've been doing great, because recent past energies, you've really been getting on top of everything yourself, doing it for yourself. So you're not looking for a partner now because you need them to sort something out in your life. It's good when we're sorting everything out in our life, so we just want a partner rather than needing a partner. Because when we need something to fill a hole that's in our lives, we get a lesson from that, right? Because we don't need anything or anyone else to do it for us. We've got everything within ourselves. So this is really good energy. So good on you for doing that. So you're in a much more stable position now, so that you can get into a relationship that you actually choose rather than one that you need. Because, I don't know, for whatever reason. Near future energies, because you need somewhere to live. We don't want things like that. I need somewhere to live, so I better get into a relationship with someone that's got applies. It's not good energies. Okay. Near future energies is the 7 of Swords. It's the BS card. It's the deception. I need to know more about that. 6 of Pentacles. Someone's coming into your life. Looks like they're reciprocal. Looks like they've got plenty to give you, as much as you've got to give to them. 7 of Swords. They're lying. They're pretending. Giving you false hope. They are presenting a side to themselves when you're first dating them, that they've got that same stability and that same, perhaps the same value system or whatever. This is a catfish situation where someone's pretending to be something that they're not. Now, all of us catfish in a way, because we're not like our complete whole selves when we go on a date. We want to impress them, right? And so we put our makeup on and we do our hair, and we tell them like the positive stories about ourselves and things like that. So we've all got an element of this, but if it comes out in a reading like this, it's something to pay attention to. So don't be easily impressed by people that are talking the talk. They're not necessarily walking the walk. So give it time to get to know. I'm not saying that everyone's lying, but give it time to get to know someone to see if what they're saying is actually true, if they can back it up with action. What is this reading all about, apart from you being held back from something you're trying to move forward on? The Hierophant, this is about your long-term stability, your long-term hope, something that can stick around. This is also about your spiritual lessons as well along the way. Learning lots of lessons along the way. What are your fears? The Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is, it's interesting, this came out in the other reading too, in this same position. It's a feeling like, because Page of Swords can be people that are watching you, it's a feeling like you're vulnerable to those that are watching you. So judgment of people around you. Either that Page of Swords could be like going on a date with someone you're vulnerable to. They've given you a bit of a bit of attention with taking you on a date, and they're talking the talk, and you're susceptible to that. They're susceptible to rose-coloured spectacles, of going like, oh yeah, that's it, I'm going to get married to this one and have the babies, when you don't really know that much about them, So you could be susceptible to that, to someone else giving you attention. And the Four of Wands, especially if they're talking long-term stuff, like no one in their right mind, if they are a normal, grounded, sensible human being, will talk about marriage and stuff too soon in the relationship. And it's got something to do with this card, I'm feeling it. So you could be susceptible to love bombing. That's the situation we could have here as well. So love bombing, and, if someone says the right things, you're just all in, instead of having a healthy wariness of like, prove it to me. Because it's about the Six of Pentacles, reciprocation. Six of Pentacles is when they actually take action and show you that they don't just say that they're going to do something, that they actually do it. Okay. What are your hopes? Hopes for shells, please. What are you hoping for, shells? I'm sure you already know. There's a feeling in this reading that you're hoping to bypass lessons, to be honest. Three of Wands, waiting for perfect timing or the perfect person. So you're hoping that you're completely ready. Like I said, I'm just getting this feeling like you're trying to bypass the spiritual lessons along the way, but there are some more for you to have. You're not going to bypass those by being stubborn with a plan and trying to make something happen. So yeah, you're waiting for the perfect person to come along. So you might feel like you're completely ready, but you're not, and you think that you're hoping that you're just waiting for the perfect timing. Okay, let's get your outcome cards out. So I'm going to get a progression of outcome cards out for the full story. I'll be revealing the first outcome card, which is right there in this reading. Interesting. It's the same as the other reading too, and it's the same as the flowers. Some of these cards are the same as flowers. If you're interested in that reading, if you're drawn to the flower too, I'd watch that one again, because yours might be a mixture of the two, just with the cards coming out in the same positions, just with some of the cards. So there might be a bit of a crossover with this one for some of you. Outcome cards, please. For shells. Outcome cards for shells, please. Outcome cards for shells. Getting impatient. It's because I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I'm getting a bit hangry. I want my lunch. I've got your deeper dive to do the intro to this video, and then I'm having lunch. It's because I'm losing weight at the moment, so I'm a little bit hungrier than usual. Okay. I like that. Considering this reading, I like that card that just came out for you. Nice. I can feel you rolling your eyes to that guidance there. And this, and then, oh yeah. Okay. I want to get the deeper dive if you're brave. And you're ready to hear this because you've got a whole load of truth right here. But your first card out is the Page of Cups. This is the fantasy. This is the, you know what? I don't think I'm going to manifest this that's Claire's saying about. I think I'm going to manifest exactly what it is that I want. I can manifest it as I am. You know, once a psychic told me years and years and years ago, very long time ago, I was going to meet my person in middle age, my true person, and that there'd be a professional sports person, which kind of makes sense, doesn't it, for me now? I'm 52 and I still haven't met them yet. But anyway, when I was told that, I'm like, no. I was like, totally this energy. No, I can manifest it before then. You're like, you underestimate me. I'm good at the inner work, you know. I will get myself there. But look at me. I'm 52. Now, I am planning on living to at least 111. So perhaps I've still got a while to wait yet. Page of Cups. So it's you being in the fantasy. Oh, I'm not showing those yet. If you want to find out what the rest of these are. So you're being a positive outlook, that Page of Cups, but it just feels like it's a little bit fantasy thinking kind of thing, bypassing, trying to bypass the lessons along the way. You can never do it. You can't bypass them. At some point you're going to have to look into these things, otherwise you're stalling your path, and who would want to do that? Draw it out even longer? Certainly not me. Hopefully not you too. If you want to find out what these cards are, if it sounds like it is your story, it could be a story, you might not want it to be a story, you might want to get that deeper dive there. If you do, I will pop a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now, and it's an instant watch kind of a thing. You do need to type your email address in very carefully, because if you get that wrong, you won't receive it. Now, the email, it might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, junk, or promotions folder. Check those places. In that email, you will see a link to the crystal, the flower, and the shell. Click on the shell on a device that you can open PDFs with. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video, and when you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, just try it on a different device and it will. So thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to click like before you click off down there. Click that subscribe button if you're new and leave a comment. That'll get you an entry into that prize draw for a free reading with me at the end of the month. As we'll get in that deeper dive as well, that'll get you entered into the second prize draw for a free reading with me. So good luck with winning those. But if this is where you're leaving me, then good luck with all of this. And if you're coming with me to that deeper dive read, then I'll see you in there very shortly.